welcome to the podium Dr. Mark Robinson, LNP member for Cleveland, who will briefly share with us the state of play within the Queensland Government. What are the next few weeks going to look like in regard to these two Pyne bills, Mark?
Well, thank you, Julie. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that you are melting out there. I am going to do something miraculous right now on stage. I'm going to speak for a very short period of time. Does anybody really believe that? I will be short, and we're going to start the march. I am the last speaker here on the stage. I've been asked to give a short report on what's happening in the Parliament. Can I say to you that what is now in the Queensland Parliament, the abortion reform bills of Mr. Pyne, are the most dangerous abortion bills, the most dangerous abortion legislation in the Western world. And I give you an unequivocal undertaking that I will vote no to both of those bills. On the 10th of May 2016, Robert Pyne, the former Labor and now independent member for Cairns, at the direction of pro-abortion activists, lobbed a live grenade into the Parliament of Queensland in the form of an abortion reform bill. That bill, and now a second bill, are in the Queensland Parliament waiting to explode. If detonated, these bills will wreak havoc on expectant mums, on babies, and upon our legal and our health systems. It is the most dangerous laws in the Western world because in 49, or my wife says it's 52 words, Mark, but in 49 or 50 or so words, it weakens our current laws, and it does that by removing all protections to women and babies. It allows late-term abortion to birth for any reason. It promotes discrimination against disabled babies. It allows girl abortions or sex selection abortions. It allows women to be coerced into abortion, and offers no support to those in domestic violence situations who are forced into abortions. It provides no support for women with unplanned pregnancies, and it provides no support for women who suffer deep psychological wounds and trauma from abortion. The Pyne bills are based on the fraud, yes, on the fraud that there is no access to abortion in Queensland and that women will be jailed. A very simple fact check shows that there are 10 to 14,000 abortions every year in Queensland, and there's been no convictions for decades and decades. More support and information for women is needed, not convictions. So these bills are based on a lie. So what about these bills? What are they about technically? Very quickly. Pyne Bill 1, as I call it, was the decriminalisation bill introduced in May last year. It's slowly moving through the Parliament, almost stalled, not like in other parliaments. Here in the Queensland Parliament, it's barely made any progress. It's now waiting for final debate and a vote. But before Parliament could sink the bill, Mr. Pyne launched a second bill. I call it Pyne Bill 2. It amends a few random aspects of the Health Act. It's a rushed, fixed-up job to repair a botched Bill 1. It is a failed process, and on that basis, both bills should be thrown out of the House. Let me say very clearly, the parliamentary committee, the bipartisan parliamentary committee, the Health Committee, rejected Bill 1. It gave it a big fat F. It failed the bill and said, no member of Parliament should be supporting this bill. Now, botched Bill 2, the report for that is on the 17th of February, and we have to wait and see what's in that bill. But I'm pretty sure it will just continue to be more of the same. So the Parliament Committee rejected the Bill 1, and the public rejected both bills. It failed. Over 2,500 submissions came into the committees. Over 80% of Queenslanders in those submissions rejected the bills. There's been two petitions. The second petition by Wendy Francis from Australian Christian Lobby and myself has now over 25,755 people as of the 10th of February have signed that petition. The two petitions combined 49,624 people with 3 days to go. If 300 people between now and Sunday night sign those petitions, what's that, 11th, 12th, by Monday night sign the petition, we'll have over 50,000 people in Queenslanders in 2 petitions will have rejected those bills. With the bills failing to get public support, Mr Pyne moved a motion, and I won't go through the procedures for today, but it means those bills have a better chance of passing through the Parliament. The Parliament will vote and will debate on the bill starting on March the 1st, on Wednesday night, and then if it's not completed, the debate on that night, it will continue every Wednesday night of subsequent sitting weeks in the Parliament. So it could be all over from Wednesday the 1st of March, or it could go on for a few more weeks that we don't know. In conclusion, this has been a flawed and a fraudulent process from the start, and it should be rejected on that basis alone. These botched bills, botched bill number 1 and the rushed fix-up job, are not worthy of a bill of the Parliament. They could be explosive on the floor of the Parliament. We cannot predict, as a series of conscience votes, what will happen. But can I encourage you, contact your state MP, it's not too late to do that. Tell them to fail both bills. Sign the e-petition before the end of the 13th so that we get 50,000. And I close with this. Both the Liberal National Party and the Labor Party, prior to the last election, said they would have no change to abortion laws in Australia. They both made that commitment. The Parliamentary Committee said no. The public said no. Post-abortive suffering women said no. And today, for the unborn babies without a voice, we say no. Thank you.